Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got 3 riffs for you from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the very first one we're going to look at is the riff from Scar Tissue. So for this, there's a couple of ways that you can play it. You can play it just with your fingers, or you can do it hybrid picking. That's how I play it. So we start off, we're on the 3rd fret of the D string with your first finger, and then we're going to be on the 5th fret of the high E string. So I'm just using my pinky, so my first finger on the D string and my pinky on the high E string. And I play the lower notes, the notes that are either on the D or the A string with my pick, and then the notes that are going to fall on either the high E or the B string, I use a finger. So for this, we start off with, that's our first note, is this F here on the 3rd fret of the D string, and we play that as a quarter note. So it's like 1, and then on the downbeat of 2, we pluck the E string, and then we're back to the D string, back to the E string, back to the D string, back to the E string, so it goes back and forth. So it's like, so when we play this, this one's a quarter note, and then this is an 8th note, and then 2 16ths, 2 16ths, and then an 8th and an 8th. So it's. Then we're just going to move that shape down a set of strings. So now our pinky will move from the 5th fret of the high E to the 5th fret of the B, and our first finger will go from the 3rd fret of the D string to the 3rd fret of the A string. And then we're going to play that on the and of 4, and then on the next downbeat we play it again, but now we're going to slide up. So when we slide up, our first finger is going to slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, but our pinky is only going to go from the 5th to the 6th fret, like that. So that's a little tricky if you're new. And then we follow that with the B string, A string, B string, A string, B string, A string, and then we are going to do a pull-off with our pinkies here on the 6th fret of the B string. So we're going to drop our 3rd finger down to the 5th fret, and we're going to do a pick and pull, and then end on that 3rd fret of the A string. So that's the first 2 measures. Like that. So that's kind of tricky. And then starting on the 3rd measure, it just goes back to the same thing again. And then we do the slide thing, and we let that ring for a second. Then we come up, and it's pick 8, pull off to 6 on the B string twice. And then it just starts over again. Alright, so the next one we're going to look at is Californication. So this one is just 2 chords. We have an A minor, and then we have F. So even though with this F we're not going to be playing all these notes, if you already know how to play the F bar chord, then you already have the muscle memory of where to put your fingers. But if not, it's alright. So this is pretty easy. We just start off with the A minor, and we're going to pick A, D, B. So what we're going to do A minor, but you're going to lift your first finger off. So it's actually A suspended 2, but then we're going to put that finger back on. So we're going to go A, D, B, and then put your finger back on. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So this, when we put our finger down, it's on the and of 2. It's an 8th note, but it's tied to a half note, so it takes up the whole rest of that measure. Then we're going to switch to the F, And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift our middle finger off, and we're going to go E, A, G string open, and then put our middle finger on. So another way you could do this too is just do like an F5 power chord. So your first finger is picking up the first fret of the low E, and your third finger is getting the third fret of the A string, then the G string open, and then your middle finger down on the second fret. And then it just repeats. Alright, and then the last one we're going to look at is Under the Bridge. This one is, in my opinion, the most difficult one out of these. So for this one here, we're starting off, we've got this D chord here that it's a pretty kind of an awkward shape. We're on the 5th fret of the A string, my pinky, 4th fret of the D string with my 3rd finger, and then the 2nd fret of the G string with my 1st finger. So for those of you who know triads, that's your major triad in root position, rooted on the A string. But then we're also going to take our middle finger and we're going to put it on the 3rd fret of the B string. So this is all arpeggiated, so we're going to go A, D, G, D, B, G. Then we've got this little run. So 4th fret of the A string to the 2nd fret to the 5th fret of the low E to the 4th fret. And that takes up all of beat 4. 4 E and so. Then we've got an F sharp major chord. So that's a bar chord, so I'm just barring my first finger here across the 2nd fret. The only note that for this particular thing we really need to make sure we get is just the 2nd fret of the low E. And then my 3rd finger's on the 4th fret of the A string, my 4th finger's on the 4th fret of the D string, and my 2nd finger is on the 3rd fret of the G string. And now we're going to go E, A, D, A, G, A. And then we've got another run for beat 4. This time we're going to do it on the D string. So 4, 4th fret to the 2nd fret to the 5th fret of the A string, then to the 2nd fret. So 4 E and so far. Alright, so after we do that, now going into the 3rd measure, we're going to go back to that crazy chord we did at the beginning, but you actually start on the 4th fret and you have to slide into it. So this is kind of awkward. Then you have to drop all these fingers down. So that might be something you want to practice separately, is just getting this chord, being able to get in and out of it quickly. So we do that slide, and D, A, G, A, B, and then, so we're playing the B string here, right, with the second, with our 2nd finger. We're going to hit that, and then we're going to do a hammer onto the 5th fret with our pinky, pull back off, back to that 2nd fret of the G string. Then we're going to reach up and grab that shape here again. And we're going to start here, so we're on the 5th fret of the A string and the 4th fret of the D string. We're going to hit that, and we're going to pick it and slide up a whole step, and then strum it again. And then back to the F. And then we've got that same Same run again. And then it just goes right back into that same thing. So measures 3 and 4 just like repeat. Alright, so there you have it, 3 riffs from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. First 2 not too terribly tough, but that last one is pretty difficult. It's a really good workout for your fretting hand. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.